This has been such a crazy journey. Welcome to the 10th episode of Tick of Tuesday. My name is Joel and this is the show where I talk about my bucket list with 100 things that I want to do before I die. I have already ticked off half of that bucket list, and because this is episode number 10, I thought about let's talk about this whole journey and how I ticked off this. This is kind of like the main thing that involved out of this bucket list. It is to launch the Tues Bucket List app. It is this platform that connects like-minded people with each other so everyone can accomplish their bucket list items. Let me rewind many years back to my old parkour days. I started doing parkour in 2008. I was doing it professionally. I earned my money through parkour workshops, but also stunts and film work. I also did many competitions, also podium or first place many times, even competed in the Red Bull Art of Motion a couple of times. And yeah, I can say I have been very deep in the parkour community. And the number one thing that fascinated me the most since the beginning was this community of like-minded people who are very passionate about this one thing, parkour. And it was always crazy to see how deeply this one passion can connect people with each other. I had so many situations where I met people that I've never met before, and like literally from the first second on, we were best friends. And also while traveling the world, I was staying with so many people that I've literally met for the first time, and the same night I stayed at their apartment. I mean, in what other community is something like this so easily doable? So that was always something that really fascinated me, and only later on I started to realize how valuable this is, to be surrounded by like-minded people who are supporting you and who are always down for an adventure. If you want to do something, you can just tell your parkour friends and most likely one of them will be down to join. I was always so grateful to be in this kind of community, and later on I thought to myself, like, how can other people who are not into parkour experience this kind of community as well? And one of the ideas I had is that if people would start sharing the things that they are passionate about, the things that they want to do, if they even just share it with their friends, they might be able to find that some of their friends already is interested in that thing. So back then I just had this idea of creating a book to then pass this book around in my circle of friends, and everyone could just write what they would like to do. And then on every page you would have this bucket list and the name to that friend. And then everyone who writes in his own bucket list can then look at what other people have on their bucket list. Then if you see something like, oh, I want to do that too, and then you can reach out to that person and do that thing together. So that was the first idea with this book. However, it's still empty. It never happened. Maybe because I had this other idea that I will get to in a second. Around the same time, Instagram recommended to me a video from this guy called Ben Nemtin. It's this Canadian guy who went on a bucket list tour with his friends, and they even made a show out of that called The Buried Life, which was later then even shown on MTV. And I looked more into this show, I watched some YouTube videos about it, and it really inspired me to kind of do the same thing and also help others with their bucket list. So that was late 2019, and it was also then when my dad suddenly got diagnosed with cancer, like a very aggressive form of cancer, where doctors even told him that he might have only a couple of more months left to live. And that was surely a very tough time. It was very hard. I had this very emotional call with him. We started to talk about how important it is to do the things that fulfill you, to take action on the things that you really want to do. And I also told him about this idea with the bucket list and this book, and that I also want to help more people to make their bucket list become reality. Then he said that thing to me that really stood out. He said that he also had this kind of bucket list. He wants to go to Australia, he wants to get his truck driver license, all these kind of things. And by now he has done all of those things that he ever wanted to do as a kid. And even though this disease could mean death to him, it would be fine because he took action on the things he ever wanted to do. And that was really something that opened my eyes and made me realize this should be the ultimate goal of every human being. That you can say that everything I ever wanted to do, I took action on that thing and made it happen. And this was the moment where I knew that this idea with this bucket list, that you share it with friends, share it with other people so you can connect with like-minded people, this idea has to become something much bigger than just a book. So then obviously I thought about a website or even an app where people can share their bucket list worldwide. But then I was like, I have absolutely no idea in coding or developing an app. So how the hell should I make this happen? And then I started to look for people. Are there any people that potentially can help me with that can help me to develop an app? And I went on platforms like Upwork, Fiverr to find developers, but most of them are just super expensive. Like there's no way I could afford to pay someone 100 euros per hour to develop this app for me. And then I kind of put this whole thing on ice and time went by, but still I felt deeply inside that I need to make this happen. The more time went by, I was like, screw it. I'll just spend all the money I have towards this app to make this become reality. And then again, I tried to find affordable developers and I looked into different markets, like for example in Pakistan or Ukraine, and I found 2 developers from the Ukraine that were able to help me with that. Then I was like, I'm just gonna commit to it. I'm gonna hire those developers and they should start building this app. And then the real journey started. I had absolutely no idea how it works, how an app like this should look like. I kind of just had this idea in my head. I just knew about what kind of features this app should have. But luckily, one of those Ukrainian developers was very helpful and he told me and explained to me exactly how this should look like and how he would approach it. He also recommended to me another Ukrainian friend of his who is a UI and UX expert and designer, and this guy then took care of the whole design and how the features should be implemented in the app. So all of a sudden all those pieces came together and costed a lot of money. And I was like, I'm okay spending all my money towards that app, all the money that I earned through parkour and all the video productions that I've done. I'm totally fine. Like, even though I don't have a business model, I don't know how to make money with the app, or I don't even want to make money with the app, I'm totally fine to put all that money towards that. And I have probably spent around 40,000 euros for that app with no plan how to monetize it. But I also didn't really worry about that because I knew this is what I want to do and I don't even care if I ever get money back from that app. Like, money is definitely not the reason why I want to build this platform. And then the first version of that app was almost ready. I mean, it wasn't technically an app yet, it was a web app, so just a website that runs on your phone, but it was almost ready. And the 22nd of February 2022 came up. And I was like, let's target this as the launch date. That could be such an epic date because the name of the app will be Tues. So tu es in German means do it. And I just think that for many things that we want to do in life, all it actually takes is to just take action and do it. So Tues, Tuesday, Tuesday. It's kind of like this joke that I came up with. It's the day where everything has twos. And I was like, let's launch it on this day. And we did. We launched the first version of the Tues bucket list app on the 22nd of February 2022 at 22 past 22. Definitely something to remember. However, that was not the app yet, and my bucket list item was to launch the Tues bucket list app. And then from the first users, we collected a lot of feedback, and obviously now it was the time to implement that into the app before we launch it in the App Store and Google Play Store. Keep in mind that back then AI wasn't a thing yet, and vibe coding was just something that didn't exist back then. So that's why everything just took so long, and also I couldn't develop it. So it just took many weeks, many months to make that happen. I mean, with this vibe coding thing these days, I probably could have done it in like half the time or even less, and for like a fraction of the costs. But yeah, it was 2022 and this was the way I did it, and I'm totally fine. I definitely got a lot of experience doing it. But then there was another issue. So I told you that all the developers and pretty much everyone that helped me to develop that app was based in the Ukraine. And then all of a sudden there was war in the Ukraine. And obviously the developers that I was working with were affected by that, and they had family like even in the war zone. So it was this very tough and sad moment to see. And yeah, the developers told me that unfortunately they cannot continue working because obviously they have other worries. And they recommended me to just find other developers until the whole situation calms down a little bit. So yeah, I was then on the search again for other developers who could help me to implement all this feedback that we got from the new users into the app. And then in June, the same year, in 2022, we launched the Tues Bucket List app. So we had this great launch party in Vienna. It was super cool to see everyone coming by to celebrate that with me, this big milestone of developing and launching the Tues Bucket List app, which I'm still to this day very proud that I pulled this off. Like, keep in mind, I had absolutely no knowledge in developing or anything, but I found a way to make that happen. So if there is something that you want to do, but you also know that you don't have the skills, you have absolutely no idea how to make it happen, trust me, there is always a way. You just need to find the right people, you need to find a way to pay for that stuff, and then it's possible. I mean, it can take a long time. Like for me, it took 3-4 years from when the idea was born to then finally launch the app. So yeah, just be patient, trust the process, because progress will be there if you keep thinking about how you can make it work and take those steps towards it, and then you will make it happen at some point. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye.